कामाक्षी करुणारूपं कामकोटि जगद्गुरुं चिन्मूर्तिं कलये चित्ते शंकराचार्यमव्ययम् अज्ञानान्तर्गहनपतितान् आत्मविद्योपदेशैः क्रातुल्लोकान् भवदवशिखातापपापच्यमानान् मुक्त्वा मौनं वटविटपिनो मूलतो निष्पतन्ती शम्भोर्मूर्तिः चरति भुवने शंकराचार्यरूपा स्तुवन्मोहतमस्तोम भानुभावमुपेयुषः स्तुमस्तान् भगवत्पादान् भवरोगभिषग्वरान् वेद वेदांत साम्राज्य धर्म कामार्थ मोक्षदम विद्यारण्यं नुमः पुण्यं यः अविद्यारण्यमध्यनत् सदाशिवश्री ब्रह्मेन्द्र धृत स्वपद पादुकान् धीरान् परशिवेन्द्रार्यान् ध्यायामि सततं हृदि अपार करुणा सिन्धुं जानरं शान्तरूपिणं श्री चन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहं देवे देहे च देशे च भक्त्यारोग्य सुखप्रदं बुध पामर सेव्यन्तं श्री जयेन्द्रं नमाम्यहं नमामि शंकरान्माख्य विजयेन्द्र सरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारं सम्मतिप्रदं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. This year we are celebrating the 2500th Aradhana of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda Acharya. Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda took avatara as of Bhagavan Parameshwara for the purpose of preserving his earlier pratigna in the previous avatara, in the Krishna avatara, because as for our Advaita Siddhanta, just a single Paramatma who is taking, whether you through the form of Vishnu or through the form of Shiva. So Bhagavan has said, Sambhavami yuge yuge yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya. As per that, the Shri Shankara avatara is also for the same purpose, and in the great Itihasa Grantha called Shiva Rahasya, just like we have Ramayanam, just like we have Mahabharatam, Shiva Rahasya is also a very detailed Itihasa Grantha. And in that, in the 9th Amsha and the 16th Adhyaya, Bhagavan Parameshwara himself says, Shrunudevi Bhavishyanam Bhaktanam Charitam Kalau Kalyadine Mahadevi Sahasrat Vidayat Param Kerale Shasalagrame Viprapatnyam Madamshajaha Bhavishyati Mahapragyaha Shankaraksho Dvijottamaha. O Mahadevi, Parameshwara speaks to Parvati Devi at the beginning of the Kali Yuga, after 2000 years since the Kali Yuga starts, at Kerala, the village called Shashala, what we know today as Kaladi, the earlier Sanskrita name. Kaladi is a Tamil name which came during the time of Bhagavatpāda, and the earlier Sanskrita name was Shasalagrama. On to the very respected and pious Dampati called Shivaguru and Aryamba, the Shri Shankara of great intellect will be born. This is how that chapter starts. And it goes on to give Shri Shankara Charita in a very brief form in about 40 to 50 shlokas. So it says that 2000 years after the start of Kali Yuga, now we are in the 5126th Kali Yuga year. So starting from 2000 years after the beginning means about after 3000 years before now, and the exact year is given in other texts. For example, in the Prachina Shankara Vijaya, Dikshya Prayat Kyanala Shevadhi Bana Netre, it is another verse. It says that Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda was born in the 2594th, after 93, in the 94th year, 2594th year of the Kali Yuga, in Nandaranama Samvatsara, Vaishakha Shukla Panchami, Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda was born in the Ardra Nakshatra. And later on, after 32 years, we all very well know that the age, the physical lifespan of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda was 32 years. And he attained Siddhi in the Kanchi Kshetram in the year of 2626. So that is also borne out by so many other shlokas. We are prepared and we are about to publish a series of verses from so many different granthas which show that Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda was born 2500 plus years ago. Among his various anugraha karyas, he came to Kanchipuram, he installed the Sri Chakra, the Sannidhi of Bhagavati Kamakshi, And he gave Bhagavan Chandramoleshwara Yogalinga, which is even today it is being worshipped by our Kamagoti Peethadhipatis with the responsibility of Sureshwaracharya to Shri Sarvajnatmendra Saraswati, who was the first Pratyeka Peethadhipati of this Peetham after Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda and Shri Sureshwaracharya, and to preserve the same tradition through the Shishya Parampara. And finally, Devyah Purah Paratare Purushe Vidinye Kanchyam Shive Tavapuras Sacha Siddhi Mapa. So many verses clearly say that Shankara Bhagavatpāda attained Siddhi in the front of Bhagavati Devi Kamakshi. And this another verse, it also clearly says that Shara Charabde, as per the Katapayadi Sankhya system, it denotes the year of 2625 elapsed, and in the 2626th year, Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda attained Siddhi, and now 2500 years have elapsed after the Siddhi of Shri Bhagavatpāda, and we are now in the 5126th year. So the forthcoming Saturday is the Shuklapaksha Ekadashi, the Aradhana Tithi of Bhagavatpāda, and so many different programs have been arranged, especially a collection of stotras on Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda. We all know about Totakashtakam, but even apart from Totakashtam, so many great saints and scholars have written verses in praise of Shri Bhagavatpāda, and our Shrimatham Vidwans, earlier scholars, Brahmashri Prantikare Subramanya Shastri, Brahmashri Shastra Chittamani, Ramakrishna Shastri, Brahmashri Sri rādhanā Shri Shankara, so many scholars have collected these. About 150 verses have been collected, and many people have practiced those verses. They will be doing Samarpana of all those verses on 18th morning here at 8 o'clock. And all these events will be live telecast on our Shrimatham channel also. Those who are able can come directly and have darshan. Those who are not able can also do Anusandhana of that. And on the Aradhana day, whatever way, just like for Shankara Jayanti, they can remember Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda and do puja to Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda. Maybe give Annadana to some poor people. And in the memory of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, many other dharmic activities can be conducted. So in connection with all that, it was felt that it is good to arrange a series of lectures on the Vaibhava of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda. And especially today, our topic is the Shri Shankara Ashtottara Shata. In our Sanatana Dharma, the Namarchana, the Nama Parayana Prita is the name of Bhagavati Lalita Tripura Sundari. It is there in the Sahasranama. Nama Parayana Prita. One reads through all the Namas. It is something that it shows devotion of us towards the Godhead, towards Bhagavan, towards the Guru. And in the Srimad Bhagavata, very clearly it says, Etavatalam Adhanir Haranaya Pusam Sankirtanam Bhagavato Guna Dharma Namna. When we speak out the names of Bhagavan, there are so many different kinds of names of Bhagavan. Some names denote various great deeds that Bhagavan has done. He has done Samhara of this Asura, he has done Uddharana of that particular Bhakta, and so many such deeds of Bhagavan. Those are Karma Namani. And we also have Guna Namani, which list the numerous qualities or attributes of Bhagavan. So Guna Karma Namnam Sankirtanam Yetavata Alam. This is enough. Why do you say this is enough? Because in the Dharma Shastra, so many. What is it enough for first? Adhanirharanaya. To remove whatever papas we may have accumulated. Because Sanatana Dharma gives, our Dharma Shastras are giving so many rules and restrictions. And it is quite difficult. It is something we have to admit. It is not impossible, but it is difficult. And whether knowingly or unknowingly, we may commit so many mistakes. And whatever, or intentionally due to any other selfishness or other unneeded qualities, we might also do mistakes in our worldly life also, which also accumulates papas. And those papas, as per our Karma Siddhanta, they will later on come back to us and they will give us some kind of difficulty. So, that is why we say, Mamapata Samasta Durita Kshayadvara Shri Parameshwara Prithyatham in whatever we do. Samasta Durita Kshaya is what we have to pray for. Durita means Papam. We have to pray for the removal of all our papas which we have accumulated. For that only, whether we do Sandhyavandanam, whether we do puja, or whatever we may do, later on we will say this siddhyartham, that siddhyartham, so many things that we are saying. But at the beginning, we always say samasta durita kshayam dwara. That is permanent. Because removal of the papa is important. First of all, if you have papa, you are not qualified to attain that, then how will you get whatever you want to attain? So that is something that is very important, and the Srimad Bhagavata says this is sufficient. What is sufficient? There are so many prayashchittas are there. So many difficult ways of doing prayashchitta are also there. But nowadays, if we, even any karma anusthana, we say it is difficult to do Sandhyavandanam, it is difficult to go to the temple also. So in this kind, when we have this kind of attitude, we normally would like to know what is a very simple upaya. So that is why Kenopayena Laghuna, our Jaganmata has asked the Jagat Pita, because she knows that we are all lazy people. Not necessarily everybody is lazy, but people may be finding it difficult to actually do because there are so many difficulties in life. That is true. We should not categorically label everybody as lazy. But nevertheless, it is difficult. So Laghu Upaya is also needed. That is why it says Etavata Alam. Even though there are so many other greater prayashchittas and greater upayas, the chanting of Bhagavan's name is sufficient. That is what that Bhagavata Vakya says. And likewise, in the beginning of the Vishnu Sahasranama, when Yudhishthira asks Bhishmacharya, Bodharma Sarvadharmanam Bhavatah Paramo Mataha, Bhishmacharya has given so many dharmas in the preceding chapters of the Shanti Parva and the Anushasana Parva. But Yudhishthira asks, which is the greatest of these dharmas? Then, after having said all these dharmas, Bhishmacharya says, Yeshame Sarvadharmanam Dharmaha Adhikatamo Mataha Yad Bhaktya Pundarekaksham Stavaihi Archen Narasada. This is the dharma which I feel is the greatest of all dharmas, which is by chanting the greatness of Bhagavan. To do worship unto Bhagavan by chanting his greatness. That means it can mean two different things. You can do puja by saying Shri Matre Namaha, Shri Maharangye Namaha, etc. Or you can do the Parayana alone also. That is itself a form of worship, Vachika worship. So, Yad Bhaktya Stavaihi Archen. Yeshame Sarvadharmanam Adhikatamo Mata. Bhagavatpāda in the Vishnu Sahasranama Bhashya, he says, why is this called the Adhikatama Dharma? Then Acharya says, because for performing this dharma, for chanting the names of Bhagavan, you do not need to go and buy so many different kinds of items for just like for preparing for a homa or for preparing for any other festivities or anuthanams or all these things. Even for puja, you have to go and at least you have to bring pushpa. But for chanting the names, Mantroyam Amuka Matra Sulabhaha Shri Ramanamatmakaha is another ancient verse. Amuka Matra Sulabhaha. So long as we are able to speak, you can say Bhagavan's name. You don't need to go and buy anything else. You don't need to find it very difficult. You don't need to bring any Purohitas or Acharyas to your place to do that. If it is possible, then that is fine. But if at all not possible, you can do it yourself without expecting anybody else. Himsadi Dravyantara Purushantara Apeksha Rahityam Adhikye Karanam is Bhagavatpāda's Vyakyanam in the Vishnu Sahasranama Bhashya. So likewise, this is the Mahatva of the Nama Parayan. That is why I introduced this. And just like Yasya Deve Parabhaktihi Yatha Deve Tatha Gurau, the respect which one has to the Bhagavan's Murtis, Guru is also a Murti of Bhagavan. That is why we say Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Deva Maheshwara. You should just think of the meaning of that verse rather than just chanting it as by memorizing. Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, and Guru is Parameshwara. All the Trimurtis are present in Guru. So by doing Namaskara to the Guru, all the Trimurtis are praised. That is what the Shastra says. So just like we have the Shiva Ashtottara, we have Lalita Sahasramavali, we have Vishnu Sahasramavali, so many other Devata Namavalis we have. There is also the Srimad Shankara Bhagavatpāda Acharya Namavali, Ashtottara Shata. There is also Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda Sahasrama Stotram, which is also published by Brahmashri Shriramana of the Madras Sanskrit College. And this Ashtottara Shatanamavali here, which we are going to speak about today, is in Anushtanam in our Shrimadham in the Nitya Pada Puja to Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda Padukas. Ever since the establishment of the Madham, the same Namavali has been followed. There are two versions of that. One other version is used by some other people from some other areas. But in our Kamakoti Pitham, this is the version which is used. We have recently it has been a very clear demarcation of the two has been also published. So, the Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda Ashtottara Shata. Normally in the Namavidis, the Sahasranama will contain 1000 exact. Some Sahasranamas may contain a few more or less. Normally not less, but some may have more. But generally 1000 means 1000, not 1008. But there is no Shatanama, just Shatanamavali with 100 namas, probably is not at all there. We have 108. So that is why we omit the word Shatam and we simply say Ashtottaram, Ashtottaram, Ashtottaram. Ashtottaram means 8 more than what? 8 more than 100. Ashtottara Shatam is the full word. But we simply short form and we say it as Ashtottara. Right? So the Shankaracharya Ashtottaram, let us take it up. First of all, the word Guru, later on, here the word Guru is directly not present in this Namavali, but the word Guru is something that is also in this connection. We should understand its meaning. The Guru Gita, which is the text which I quoted earlier, Yasya Deve Parabhaktihi Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. There is a text called the Guru Gita extolling the greatness of Guru in general, not particularly this Guru or that Guru. Guru, the Sthana in general. So, that Guru Gita also says, Dukaras Tvanthakarasya Drukaras Tatnirodhataha. Who is the word, the first syllable of the word, it denotes, this is not a grammatical derivation, but it is a Tattvika derivation. It denotes ignorance, it denotes Andhakara, darkness. And Ru denotes the light which dispels the darkness. For us, we are in ignorance, we know, we think we have studied so many things, we have learned so many things, but oftentimes we are at a loss to know what to do with our life. We find so many difficulties in life, we don't know how to overcome those difficulties. We keep trying, we think that this is a good way to overcome the difficulty, we do something, no effect. We do something else, no effect. So then we need somebody to guide us. So that ignorance which is there in our mind, that is the Andhakara, and that ignorance is being removed by the guidance of the Guru. That is what in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, he says, Prajhamitvam dharma sapmudha chetaha yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. I am not able to decide. I see that on one side, all our great acharyas, the Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya, they are all my pujyas. They are there, but they are standing on the opposite side for me to fight. Whether it is dharma for me to do that or not, it is not very clear to me. So, Shadhiman Tvam Prabannam. Shishyasteham. This is the word that Bhagavan has been waiting for. So far, he was putting his hand on top of Arjuna. Hey, you are my friend, and he was roaming around with Arjuna in all the very Ramya places, very pleasant places. He was roaming. He was acting as a friend. Because Bhagavan's greatness is such that he feels pride in saying that I am Arjuna's friend. Indrasya Yujya Sakha. Indra's avatar is Arjuna and Vishnu is Indrasya Sakha. Even Veda itself says. Not only in this avatar, in the Veda itself it is mentioned that way. So, Bhagavan is like that. But now what does Arjuna say? Shishyasteham. I am your Shishya. You please teach me. And then Bhagavan starts Ashotya and Anvasochastvam. Why are you worrying for unnecessary things? Then later on it goes. So that when the attitude of the Shishya comes out, saying that I am not sure what I am supposed to do, you please tell me. When he asks that, then Bhagavan starts giving the Upadesha, then Bhagavan speaks from the sthana of a Guru. Right? So, the next, let us start the actual Namavali. Shri Shankara Acharya Varyo Brahmajnana Pradayakaha Ajnana Timiraditya Subhyanam Buddhi Chandramaha. The very first word, the name of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, Shri Shankara Acharya Varya. Varya is a respectful suffix, we can take it. Shankara Acharya. The name Shankara is a compound word, Shankara. And the word Sham itself denotes everything that is Mangala. In the Veda, in the Shriramana Prashna, the same word is split into two. We have Shambhu, Mayobhu, Shamkara and Mayaskara. Sham, Mayaha both refer to Mangalam, but because two words have been used in the Veda Bhashya, they split it out and say that whatever mangalas are required for us in this life, that is denoted by Sham. And whatever mangalas are necessary for the path, onward journey after this physical existence, towards the next physical existence or towards a higher existence, that is Mayaha in that particular passage, because both names have been used. But generally, when we say only Shankara, it includes both, whether Ihaloka Kshema or Deho Paraloka Kshema, both are included in the same word Sham. And Bhagavan Adiguru Dakshinamurti Parameshwara, he is the embodiment of all Mangalam. He is Dharmapatri, he is Sarva Mangala. He is there in Kailasa Parvata. He is there in Mauna Upadesha. But unfortunately, very few people are qualified to enter that university. The cutoff mark is very high. Otherwise, the seat is not available in that university to go and study from Bhagavan Dakshinamurti. Because he is giving Mauna Upadesha. You should be capable enough to understand that Mauna Upadesha, then you can go study that. It is very difficult. So he is the who, or the embodiment of the place, resting place of all that is Sham, all the Mangalas. But you have to go there. Unfortunately, people are not able to do that. That is why Mukta Maunam Vatapeta Pinom Hulato Nishpatanti Sambhor Murti Charati Bhuvane. The form of the Sham who is the embodiment of Mangala, he said, okay, I have to leave my Mauna Vrata. Sometimes we try to follow Mauna Vrata. We keep telling, we do some chestas and people at home, they don't understand and they get frustrated. So, okay, frustration is not necessary. Then we leave our Mauna Vrata and say, we open our mouth and say something. This is something we practically experience. So, Bhagavan Parameshwara says, okay, this Mauna Vrata, it's difficult for these people to understand, so let me leave it. I will come down, and if I keep sitting at that Kailasa Parvata and nobody is coming to see me, let me go and see people. So he gave us Shankara, the person who does all that is Mangal. So that is why the Veda also says Sambhave, Mayobhave, Shankaraya, Mayaskaraya in the Shrirudra. And immediately after that we have Shivaya. So we very clearly shows that is the Sakshat Shankara, Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, Shivavatara, and also there that Kapardinecham Yukta Keshayacha in the Shrirudra. The names the Shiva who is wearing the Jata, and the Shankara is the Shiva who is having the Mundita Shiras, was shaved off all his hair. Where does Shiva seen in such a form? In the form of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda only. So that name Yukta Keshaya also refers to Shri Shankara Avatara. Anyway, so that is for explaining the word Shankara, quoted from the Rudra. Acharya. Achinotvi yash shastram acharya sthapayatyapi swayam acharati shreshtha tasmad acharya uchate. A person he is termed as an acharya when he teaches the shastram, achinoti shastram. He teaches that this is your duty, this you should do, that you should do. He doesn't only teach, he makes us do. We keep telling people you should get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, everybody will shake their heads. But next day morning, we have to wake them up. Hey, I told you, no, it's 4 o'clock. Even if the alarm is there, we will switch it off and go to sleep. So it is the responsibility of the teacher to wake up the student, even though he has advised student due to his own innate difficulty, he is not able to wake up due to jadya or whatever may be the reason. So, acharya sthapayatyapi. Then Swayam Acharati Shrethaha. Then not only does he advise, but he also follows what he advises. Tasmada Acharya Uchate. That is why he is known as Acharya. So he who is Shankara and he who is Acharya, that is Shankara Acharya. Brahmajnanam Pradayakaha. This is the final goal of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda. In the same Namavali, the very last Nama is also Sarvajnam Jnanadayakaha. So superficially it seems that here you have Brahmajnana Pradayaka, there you have Jnanadayaka. It seems to be Punaruktam or repeated. That is why the Vyakhyatas, this Shankara Bhagavatpāda Namavali has been given a detailed commentary in Tamil by Brahmashri Angare Rangaswami Shastri, who was an Advaita Sabha Pandita of the Advaita Sabha established by the Paramaguru of our Shri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Mahaswami, who was also known as Shri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Shri Charna, the 66th Shankaracharya of our Kamakoti Peetham. By that Acharya, the Advaita Sabha was established, and this scholar was Asthana Vidwan in the Advaita Sabha, and he has given a detailed explanation of the Shankara Bhagavatpāda Ashtottara Namavali in the name of Guru Tattva Rahasam. It is published in Tamil almost 60 years ago. So based on that, our discussion. So he clearly says that you take this Brahmajnana Pradayaka specifically for Brahmajnana because it is the ultimate goal. Later on, not everybody is directly interested in attaining Brahmajnana today itself. If we can attain that, they will attain it later. Right? Because people want so many other things. So you take it also as Jnana Dayakaha, somebody who gives Jnana for all the other things, all these children are studying. And even for these children, you say you pray to Shankara Bhagavatpāda, he will bless you with all your studies, whether it is Vedic study, Laukika study, whatever it may be. So, but the ultimate goal, Brahmajnana, that ultimate goal is what the Guru is coming for. That is why he wants to bring us out of the samsara, and he has to bring us out of the samsara. Then Jnana Devata Kaivalyam, Jnana is the only, Brahmajnana is the only way to achieve that goal. So that is what he gives, but it is the final end, last, highest anugraha that he does. But generally, as mentioned earlier, the last nama of this Namavadi is Jnanadayakaha. So we take that Ajnana Tibiradityaha Sukyanam Suchitramaha. As mentioned earlier, the Guru, when we discussed the nama of Guru, he, Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, is the Aditya, is the sun, who removes the darkness of Ajnana. Whatever Ajnana in whatever matter, whether it is a Laukika matter or a Vedika matter or a Shastra matter or in a spiritual matter, whatever Ajnana be, he is the Surya who removes the darkness, and he is also the Sujyanam Buddhi Chandramaha. In the presence of the Guru, he is the full moon. We know that when the full moon comes, then the ocean swells because of the tide, as per the modern science. But that bhava, when in the presence of a Guru, the very presence himself, he did not say something by his mouth. His very presence itself causes the Sujnana. All the good jnanas which a Shishya is suitable to attain, all the good jnanas will automatically flow in the presence of the Guru. So the Sujnana Buddhi Chandramaha. But the very next nama, Varnashrama Pratisthada Shriman Mukti Pradayakaha. Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda is not only Brahmajnana Pradayaka, he is also Varnashrama Pratisthada. Nowadays we have lots of Vedanta classes. So many people are teaching Vedanta. It is good, fine, but how to attain the actual qualification to internalize the Vedanta? We can keep reading all those books. But we have accumulated so many karmas from so many janmas, we don't know how many. So we have to remove all those dirt which has accumulated in our mind, in our antakarana, in our karma, ashaya. And only then automatically, if we remove all that, automatically, even though you may read 1,000 granthas, if you have all that, if your mind is not sitting in this particular manner, it is roaming all around the world, then there is no use in reading the Vedanta book or keeping the Vedanta book and thinking of something else. Karmendriyani sanyamya yaste manasasmaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyadhanasrujyate is what Bhagavan says in the Gita. So, how to achieve that ekagra chitta? How to achieve the chitta shuddhi? For that only all the karmanusthanas based on the Sadhurvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha. Bhagavan takes the ownership of the Varnashrama system. I cause people to be born in that particular Vamsa, in this particular Vamsa. Maya Srishtam. So all the Varnashrama Vibhagas is something that is necessary for people to slowly remove all their Purva Sanchita karmas and to attain the Paripakvata which is necessary to go to Vedanta. Nobody is stopping people from going to Vedanta. Actually, we are trying to, by telling people to do Karmanusthana, we are helping people to go towards Vedanta. People think that they are qualified for Vedanta today itself. But you go and, as mentioned earlier, if you go to the Dakshinamurti University, you will not be able to understand any of the classes because it is in Mauna class. So, how will you get that qualification? So, in our Kamakoti Meetam, we have both Advaita Sabha, we also have Veda Dharma Shastra Paripalana Sabha. We encourage people to study Advaita also, we encourage people to learn the Veda and the Veda Dharma Shastra and to follow them also. So, that is the path of Bhagavatpāda because he is Varnashrama. Shriman Mukti Pradayaka. Shriman. How can you call him Shriman? He is a sannyasi, he is the greatest. We call him the king of sannyasis. We call him king means he is the, in the sannyasi dharma, he is the in the topmost position. And then how can you call him Shriman? Shriman is something normally Shriman, Shriramana Sharma, Shriman XYZ. How can you call him Shriman? But he has the Nitya Shri, Nitya Aishwarya, which is there. That is just Samani Yaduvamshi Sahi Shri Hi Avrita. The imperishable Shri is the Moksha Lakshmi, is the Jnana Lakshmi which is present in the Bhagavatpāda. So he is called Shriman, and that is why he is able to give that mukti to the devotees. Shishyopadesha Nirata. He is not only qualified to give that. Again, if he comes to Bhuloka, but he himself he is remaining in one place, and those who are coming to him, they will be able to receive it. Then again, the goal of the avatara will not be fulfilled. So he himself actively searched out people and went and gave upadesha to people. Shishya upadesha nirataha. O guruho adhigata tattvaha shishya hitaya udyata sadatam. He has given Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda's Prashnottara Ratnamalika. A person who not only knows the tattvas, but who is also bent, who is repeatedly making efforts to give shita, to give upadesha to people, to bring people inside the dharma. So Shishyopadesha Nirataha Bhaktadhishta Pradayaka. Not everybody immediately becomes a Shishya. Only that person becomes a Shishya who says, you please teach me. As mentioned earlier, when Arjuna asked Bhagavan, Shishyasteham Shadhiman. Wow. When that attitude comes, then he is able to get the Upadesha. Otherwise, he comes and he prays for this, I want that. I am facing this difficulty. Like people go to temples and they go to Kamakshi. Not everybody goes to Kamakshi and says, Shishyasteham. Gurumurte Tvanamami Kamakshi is there, but most people, I have this desire, you please bless me for this. That is how most people are there. Okay, then Bhaktadheshra Pradayakaha. But they have come, they have the devotion, they have that respect. That is why they have come here. So they can try to achieve all those things using so many other Laukika Upayas, leaving all the Laukika Upayas. They have come here. Udara Sarva Evaite, Artharthi Cha. There are 4 kinds of devotees. Artho, Jityasur, Artharthi, Jnani Cha Bharatarashava, Udara Sarva Evaite. Bhagavan accepts all these people. Say, they are also my devotees. Don't think lowly of them because they are praying to me for this and that. They have come to me. That itself is a sign of greatness. That's what Bhagavan says. So, Bhakta Abhishta Pradayakaha is also a dharma of Bhagavan and Shankara Bhagavatpāda also. He blesses his devotees with the Ishwaryas. Yesterday, during the Upanyasa of Markandeya Samhita, we explained the verses, which so beautifully says, those who are following the Jagadguru, even if they are Laukika Jivana, or the worldly life also, they attain all the Aishwaryas. It is very clearly said in the Markandeya Samhita. But for giving the Bhakta Bhekta, the Guru knows this particular karma from your previous janma, it is acting as a hindrance for you for attaining what it is that you are desiring. So, Sukshma Tattva Rahasyaha Karya Karya Pramodha. He knows that Rahasya. He will not tell you that last in the previous janma you have done this, you have done that. That is not the way. He knows that. Then he tells you what is Karya and Akarya. Do this, don't do this. And through that, he will give you your desired object so long as it is within dharma. But of course, as mentioned earlier, it keeps reminding us, Dhyana Mudra Chitakaraha Shishya Hrdapa Haraka. His final goal is to give Brahmajnana, and the Dhyana Mudra, the Chin Mudra, the 3 fingers which are denoting the Sattva Tamo Gunas, they are separated, and this index finger is denoting the Jiva. It is getting separated from the 3 gunas and it's getting joined to the thumb, which denotes the Bhagavan who resides in the Agustha Matra Purushaha, Madhya Atmani Tishtadi. It denotes that Bhagavan. So that Jnana Mudra is what Bhagavatpāda teaches us, which is there in Dakshinamurti and is there in his avatara, Shri Bhagavatpāda. Shishya Hrid Tapa Haraka. He who removes the tapas. If we give today Jnanopadesha when a person is suffering in his worldly life, then immediately the Jnanopadesha is not going to fit. Today, what is necessary? First of all, the tapas should be removed, and later on we will be fit to, sometimes we may try to listen to Jnanopadesha also. Apart from this, the next few namas, It shows how Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, as a Shastrajna, how he established Advaita Siddhanta. The days prior to Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, Bhagavan Parameshwara himself, he instructed Subramanya Swami to go and take avatara, and he was born as Kumarala Bhatta, and Brahma to take avatara, and he was born as Mandara Mishra, and his Dharmapatri Saraswati was born as Sarasamani, and who became the Sharada and the Tungabhadra Sangama. At that time, but before coming to Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, for establishing the karmanusthanas, because of the Nastika Prachara from other religions, people had developed an ashraddha towards the karmanusthanas. So first of all, it was necessary to insist that people should perform the karmanusthanas, and at that time, as an extreme way of doing that, they actually said that one should not take sannyasa. Because maybe some people were saying that sannyasa is the way to take jnana, and in sannyasa no karmanusthanas are required, so you should leave all these things. Such kind of dushprachara might have happened. So that dushprachara to Bhagavan Shankara Bhagavatpāda came, and he very clearly said sannyasa is to be taken up after doing all the karmanusthanas and attaining the chitta shuddhi for the purpose of attaining brahmajnana. It is not that whoever is not qualified to do karmanusthana let them go to sannyasa. It is not like that. The highness, the greatness of the Parivrajya ashrama, sannyasa ashrama, was re-established by Bhagavatpāda, so he is called Parivrajya Shramodharta. And he simply says that it is given in the Sannyasa Upanishad. That Sannyasa Upanishad, who is going to listen? People will say that so many other Shastras are there, how about more Shastras? Sarvatantra, so Bhagavatpāda is a Sarvatantra Swatantra Dhihi. In whatever Shastra it may be, if you take his Bhashas, you read his Bhashas, you can see that he quotes from Vyakarana, he quotes from Mimamsa, he quotes from Tarkashastra, he quotes from Alankara, he quotes from Ayurveda. So many different Shastras. You will take Saudara Lahari, Bhagavatpāda gives the Sangeeta details also when describing the Kantha Saundarya of Bhagavati. So he is Sarvatantra Swatantra Dhihi. His mind is capable of going into all the Shastras. And based on that, he establishes these things. He is Advaita, he establishes Advaita based on his knowledge of all Shastras, not only on his knowledge of the Upanishads. Advaita Sthapanacharya Sakshat Shankara Rupa Bhave. It is the physical manifestation of Bhagavan Shankara. Bhagavan Shankara in the sense of Bhagavan Shiva. And not only is his Advaita Sthapanacharya, he is also Shanmata Sthapanacharya. Yesterday in the Markandeya Samhita, we had explained how Bhagavan Shri Shanmata Sthapakaha, Adityam, and all these devatas, the 6 devatas, Shiva, Ambika, Ganapati, Subramanya, Vishnu, and Surya. These 6 devatas, there are so many other forms of devatas also, but these 6 were selected as very widely worshipped as representative of so many other devatas which are there in our Sanatana Dharma. They are all forms of the single supreme being. The single Paramatma is our Siddhanta. So Advaita Mata Nivishtai Panchayatana Shishyan Prati Prasanna Manaha Upadishannaha Acharya. It is said in the Markandeya Samhita. Why is it said? Advaita Mata Nivishtai Panchayatana Archanam Prakartavyam. Those who are following Advaita should do Panchayatana Archanam. Why? Because when you start worshipping one Devata, if you do not include the other Devata forms in your worship, it is highly possible that you say, when trying to show devotion to one particular Devata Rupa, you start giving disrespect towards the other Devata Rupa. So many such people have been there. They say, I am Shiva Bhakta, and they will do Dvesha towards Vishnu. They say, I am Vishnu Bhakta, and they will do Dvesha towards Shiva. But that is not what is going to take you to Chitta Shuddhi. Any kind of Dvesha will not take you to Chitta Shuddhi. So, to avoid that, Bhagavatpāda says, if you are especially devoted towards Shiva, you do puja of Shiva in great detail. But you should also include Vishnu, you should also include the other forms in your worship in at least some form. So, Shanmata Sthapanacharya. And one more thing, the Shanmata Acharana, Shaiva Acharana, Vaishnava Acharana, there were so many other ways of doing that in the people who are claiming to be Bhaktas of Shiva or Vishnu or Ambika. They were doing it in an Avaitika manner. In ways they are saying that they are doing Upasana, but they are following practices which are against the Shruti Smriti. So Bhagavatpāda clarified that we say Vishadīkrita Veda Vedanta Marga Shanmata Pratishtapakacharyanam is what we say in the Birudavali of our Kamagoti Pītham. If you see examine the Birudavali of our Kamagoti Pītham, the entire Birudavali, all the adjectives which are there are referring to Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda Acharya. And after that, Tesham Adhishthane Simhasana Abhishikta. The Adhishtanam is not that the Samadhi, not in that sense. That place, the Swasthanam, the Pītham, which was established by Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, in that Pītham, Simhasana Abhikta Srimad Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Sanyamendranam Antevasvarya, Srimad Jayendra Saraswati Sanyamendranam Antevasvarya, Srimad Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Sripadaram is the order. So all the adjectives which are there in the Birudavali are referring to Srimad Shankara Bhagavatpāda only. Vishadīkrita Veda Vedanta Marga Shanmata Pratishtapakacharyanam, all these things are closely correlating with the Shankara Ashtottara Namavali. That Vaidika Marga, in the Vaidika Marga you should do Shivopasana, in the Vaidika Marga you should do Vishnupasana. So, Trayi Marga Prakashakaha and also the Karmanushtanas. Bhagavatpāda in the Bhashya, he keeps being Karma, Agnihotradigam, Avashyam Kartavyam, Tasman Napramaditavyam. So, Trayi Marga Prakashana is also, not only is he Brahmajnana Pradayaka, but he is also Trayi Marga Prakashaka. And of course, Veda Vedanta Tattvajna. Because Vedanta refers to the Upanishads and Veda refers to the remaining Karmakanda part. So he is the Tattvajna, not a Sarvatantra Swatantra, not only in the other Shastras, but also in the Mola Grantha, which is the Veda. And based on that knowledge, he is doing Trayi Marga Prakashana and he did Durvadi Mata Kantaraha. He removed all the Durmatas. He did Nirakarana of all the Durmatas. Vairagya Nirataha. Bhagavatpāda, what for he did all these things? He did all these things for the hitam of the Shishyas alone. It was not, he had no particular, his own vested interest. What kind of vested interest he had? He was a Vairagya Nirata because there is no separate raga. He wanted to attain this, he wanted to attain that. For that he wanted to garner so many disciples. For what? Absolutely nothing that he had yet to achieve for which he was doing all these things. So Vairagya Nirata, he was established in the Vairagya. He had himself no attachment. He had himself no separate desires. And that is why he was Shanta. All the Laukika, Samsara, Tapas were not present in him. And that is why he was Swayam Tirna, Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam Jana, Hetuna, Anyanapi Tarayantaha, Samsararnava Tarakaha. Only when in Acharya's Taittiriya Bhashya it is said, Kritartho hi nama Acharya uchyate. Only somebody who has himself become Kritartha, who has attained that Lakshya, only a person who is standing in the bank of the river in firm two legs, then only he can give a hand and pull out people from who are being taken away by the river. If a person is himself not in a sthira position, he is not able to rescue others. So Samsara Arnava Tarakaha, it means that he has the qualification of being Vairagya Nirata Shanta. Only because of that he is able to do Samsara Arnava Taraka. The next few namas, Prasanna Vadanambhoja Paramartha Prakashakaha. In the Lalita Sahasranama, there is a word Sumukhi. We translated using ordinary Samskrita dictionary. She who has a beautiful face, very superficial meaning. But the Bhashya, Srimad Bhaskara Raya, beautiful Vyakhyanam he has done. He says, Sumukhi, because why Shobhamanam Mukham Yasyasa, Sumukhi is the grammatical derivation, fine. But Shobhamanam by what? Not just beautiful. He quotes the Shruti Vakya, Shobhatesya Mukhamya Evam Veda, Jnana Swarupini Ityarthaha. The Shobha or the effulgence, it comes from Jnana. It is manifest in Amba's face. That is why she is called Sumukhi, is what he has done Vyakhyana there. Likewise, Bhagavan Dakshinamurti, that is Mandasmita, which is present in his face. It is an expression of the Nityananda which is present inside. And the same Mandasmita is present in Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, Prasanna Vadanambhojaha and Paramartha Prakashakaha. Whatever the truth that he is experiencing, that he is realizing, he knows that the same truth he is teaching to all his disciples without keeping anything hidden. And earlier it was said, Veda Vedanta Tattvajnaha. Now the another Nama we say, Bhagavatpāda is Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam. Earlier, Veda Vedanta Tattvajna only refers to Shruti. Smriti Purana also has to be referred, that is also present here, Purana Smriti Sarakya. The Vyakhyana of the Veda should be done based on the Smritis and the Puranas. We should not say, I know Sanskritam, so I will translate the Veda, I will give Artha to the Veda. It is very, very easy to do Artham, Anartham, Bhavaya. New meaning for this sentence of Bhagavatpāda. Whatever Arthavat sentence is there in the Veda, it is very easy to give Anartha to that. Artham, Anartham, Bhavaya, this new Vyakhyana we can do. This kind of Vyakhyana is the Apavyakhyana, which should not be done. So, Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Sapapa Brahmayet Vibhet Alpashrutat Vedaha Mahamaya Praharediti. When somebody tries to do Vyakhana of the Veda without knowing the Itihasa Puranas and the Smritis, the Veda, it is said that the Veda itself gets afraid of such a person. He will beat me. Like that the Veda becomes afraid. Mamayam Praharet Vibheti Vedaha. So, it is important to know the Smritis, it is important to know the Puranas. We should not think I am bringing out the original Vedic, all kinds of speech nowadays we say. Shankara Bhagavatpāda Gita Bhashya, he says, Tasmat Sarva Shastra Vidapi Asampradaya Vidya Murkavad Upekshaniyaha. Very rare that Shankara Bhagavatpāda uses such harsh words, very rare. But in some places it is there. Where Bhagavatpāda gets angry, my limited knowledge, when somebody starts to disregard tradition, there Bhagavatpāda gets angry. Tarka Apuchha Sangaihi, Tarkika Bali Vardaihi. Such kinds of words are very rarely found. We would not expect it from a person of Bhagavatpāda's stature, but when a person starts disregarding tradition, when he is disregarding the Purva Acharyas, then Bhagavatpāda is showing his displeasure. That much I think we can say. So, Sarvashastra Vedapi Asampradaya. If you do not know the Sampradaya, if you do not know how to do the Vyakhyana of this as per the Sampradaya, then you are liable to be disregarded as if you are a fool. Murkhavad Upekshaniya. So the importance of the Sampradaya, and the Sampradaya is what has been embodied in the Smritis and the Puranas. Sampradaya, all the Sampradayas of the Rishis has been embodied in the Smritis, and the Puranas also composed by Vedavyasa Bhagavan. Who knows better than Vedavyasa Acharya? So Purana Smriti Sarakyaha is also closely related with the earlier Nama, Veda Vedanta Tattvajnaha, Nitya Tripto Mahan Chuchihi, Nityanando Niratanko Nisango Nirmalatanaha. Nitya Tripta, Atma Krida, Atmarati Kriyavan, Esha Brahmavidam Varishtaha is the Upanishad says, Atma Krida. A person who will be a Nitya Tripta. When you take bhojanam and we say, Aham tripta, you have taken your full, then you say, I am satisfied, I can't eat anymore. But then what happens? A few hours later, again, you start feeling hungry. So that is a tatkalika tripti. But then when in whatever be, not only food, in any other thing, you say, today I have experienced AC, today I have experienced this or that. And we will say, yesterday I experienced AC, but tomorrow also we want to go and switch on the AC. Right? Because it is not a Nitya Tripti. Only when you start experiencing the Atma Tripti, the Atma Krida, when you start dwelling in yourself, in the Atmananda which is inside, it's very easy to say, it is not very easy to achieve, but in that position, Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda is there. Nitya Tripta. Mahan. That is why we call him Mahan. What is greatness? If somebody will keep searching for Ananda everywhere else, that is Kripanatvam Sakripana. When the Upanishad says that Tad Alpam Martyam Asad Yovai Bhuma Tat Sukham Alpe Sukham Asti. Yad Itarat Tad Alpam Martyam Asat is what the Upanishad says. What is greatness? What is Akhanda? Tat Sukham. We are not satisfied with the ordinary sukhas. We need the greatest sukha. Is what our Sanatana Dharma gives for us. Mahan. So whoever is parinishthita in that greatest sukha, he is fit to be called Mahan. And because of that, he is not undergoing all the laukika asha pasha shatayar baddhaha kama krodha parayanaha. He is absolutely far away from all kinds of such mundane doshas. So he is Shuchi, he is absolutely pristine and pure. And that is why he is always immersed in his Nityananda and he is Niratanka, Atanka, worry, Atanka, getting agitated about something. I need to achieve this, I need to achieve that, I have not achieved this, I am worrying whether I will lose this. All kinds of atankas come because we are not Atma Krida Atmarati, because we have not understood that the Ananda is coming from within. But Bhagavatpāda, he is the Brahmajnana Swarupi, so he is Niratanka. And because of that, he is not attached to anything outside, Nisanga. Attachment to the outside objects, he is devoid of that. And that is why we can absolutely find no fault in him, Nirmalatmakaha. Any blemish, any dirt in of fault of quality, you cannot find him. He is Nirmalatmaka. In the sthana of Jagadguru, he is Nirmamaha, Nirahankaraha, Vishwavandya Padambuddha. Because he is Nirmama, Aham Mama, these are the beginning of samsara. In the Shankara Bhagavatpāda's Brahmasutra Bhashya, Ahamidam Mamedamiti Naisarkikoyam Loka Vyavaharaha, the beginning of the Loka Vyavahara has been shown by Bhagavatpāda. Because of the Ajnana, the Adhyasa Bhashya, Acharya explains that. Because of the Ajnana, we think that I am this, identifying myself with the body, identifying myself with a particular name, identifying myself with a particular post, so many other things. And then we said, this is mine. This tab is mine. This mic is for me. All these kind of samsara, and this is my wealth, and this is my house. All these kinds of things start from that one. But that mama and aham, those two things are the root of the samsara. And Bhagavatpāda, as a Nityananda Swarupi, as a Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Svabhava, is a phrase which Bhagavatpāda keeps repeating in his Bhashya. And he is himself of that form, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Svabhava. Bhagavatpāda in the Bhashya often, he does not show that he is a Brahmajnani, he does not show that, absolutely never, almost never says that I am a Brahmajnani. But in one place in the Brihadaranyaka Bhashya, Nahi Paramartha Vastvavadharana Nisthayam Vastvantaraastitvam Pratipadyamahe. Uttama Purusha Prayoga. When we are when we are immersed in the experience of the Paramartha, we do not be. It doesn't say when somebody, when we, Pratipadyamahe, people who know Vyakarana, Samskrita, Vyakarana or basic Samskrita will understand. Pratipadyamahe refers to we. When we are experiencing the Paramapurushartha, we do not see anything in this world other than ourselves. There he shows that he has that Brahmanubhava. Very rare, Bhagavatpāda, because he is Nirmamo Nirahankara. And because of that, he is Vishwavandya Padambujaha. His lotus feet are fit to be worshipped by everybody in this world. Sattva Pradhanaha Sadbhava. He may be such a great person, but how will I be able to go and approach him? How will I be able to go and express my difficulties or my prarthanas to him? Because he is Sattva Pradhana and Sadbhava. He has that attitude of empathy to understand the difficulties of people. Sadbhava. Sadbhava Purassaram is a word used in Sanskrit. Because he is Sattva, because of the innate quality of the Sattva Pradhana, he is showing the quality of that Sadbhava and Sankhyatīta Gunajjalaha. Likewise, you can list innumerable qualities of the Bhagavatpāda. He is Anagha. Absolutely, Papam is something, if somebody who has Papam and approaches Bhagavatpāda, it is said that if in modern science they will imagine what will happen if something goes very close to the sun. Because of the heat of the sun, it will automatically get burned. Likewise, you approach the Guru, the Bhagavatpāda, even if your sins are absolutely burnt away, by approaching the Guru, then what is remaining to say is that the Guru himself is devoid of all sins. Anagha. Sara Hridaya. But he may be Anagha. We are not Anagha. How is he presenting such a pleasant countenance towards us? How is he entertaining us? Because he knows what is Sara. We also have some kind of small amount of Sara within us. we didn't have even that Sara, we would not be sitting here neither speaking this nor listening to this, or even on online, whatever it is. We would not be spending time on this if we did not have some kind of Sara, some kind of thing is there. Mashucha sampadam devi abhijagosi panda. Some devi sampati is within us. That much we can be happy, we can be sure of. And then we will, by the grace of the Bhagavatpāda, we can come up. That we can be sure of. So because Bhagavatpāda is Sara Hridaya, we can be sure that he will not disregard us. Whoever else may disregard us, he will not disregard us. Sara Hridaya. And he is Sudhihi, he is also Sarasvata. Somebody who is possessed of great knowledge. I normally translate the word good scholar. Good scholar can be explained in two different ways. As a scholar, he is good. Okay, fine. But as a person, that is separate. He is also good, he is also a scholar, so he is a good scholar. Alla Vidwan. Allavaraha irundu Vidwana irukku. Vidwathira nalladaha irukku. So, both are necessary. So that Sudhihi, Shobhanadhihi is the attitude not only of knowledge, but of sharing the knowledge, of giving the knowledge, of spreading the knowledge. Sudhi. That is why he is Saraswata. The Saraswati Anugraha. Bhagavatpāda in the Saundaralari, he speaks how Amba gives that Saraswatam to her children. So the Bhagavatpāda himself of the Ambika Swarupa, he gives the Saraswata to his Shishyas. Satyatma Punyashirashcha Sankhya Yoga Vichakshana. Satyatma, this is Satyavrata Namankita Kanchi Kshetra. So many dharmas are there, but Veda specifically says Satyam Vada first. Then it says Dharmanchara. If Satya is also a dharma, then it is enough to say Dharmanchara only. No? Why it is necessary to say Satyam Vada separately? To give especial importance to that Satya. I will say there are so many dharmas, so I will perform many dharmas, but I will utter 1,000 lies. Then what is the meaning? That basic honesty, if it is not there, there is no meaning in saying that I am performing this dharma. This is something that even common people, whether they know Sanatana Dharma, whether they know Shastra, whether they read all these things or not, they will know. If you do not speak the truth, then what is the use? They will ask. Right? Observe, Satyam is a Sadharana Dharma. Sadharana Dharma, it is not only for these people, not only for people of Bharat, not only for people of a particular community, not only for Stris or only for Purushas, not only for Grihasthas or Brahmacharis, not only for people of even Sanatana Dharma only. Whoever it may be, a person as a human being is obliged to speak Satya. And that Satya, Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, nowhere he says, this is my opinion. Iti Purvesham Matam, iti Brahmavidam Matam, iti Paramarsham Matam, iti Upanishadam Darshanam, is what Bhagavatpāda says. Because he knows this is the truth. The truth speaks for itself. That truth, that Satya is the Atma of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda. Satyatma, Punyashilashcha, then Dharmanchara. Because first Satyatma, Satyam Vada is there, so then we can go to Dharmanchara, Satyatma, Punyashilashcha. He follows Punya path. He teaches his Shishyas the Punya path, so he is Punyashila. And Sankhya Yoga Vichakshana. Sankhya Yoga are two terms which are found in the Bhagavad Gita. Ekam Sankhyancha Yogancha Yapashyati Sabashyati. Yat Sankhya Prapyadaya Sthanam Tat Yogairapi Gamyate. So many other passages are there. There in Bhagavad Gita, the yoga refers to the Karmanusthana. As mentioned earlier, first of all, we have to do the Karmanusthana. Then by getting Paripakva, slowly we have to graduate towards the Jnana Yoga. And the Jnana Yoga is what is mentioned as Sankhya. And the Karma Yoga, the earlier stages, is what is mentioned as Yoga. And Bhagavatpāda in the Bhashya very clearly, he demarcates. You read the Shankara Bhashya, we will know how the clarity of thinking. In Tamil, there is one verse by one says, Tirumular Telivu Guruvin Tirumeni Kanal. Seeing, having darshan of the Guru gives the clarity. Telivu Guruvin Tiru Vartai Ketal, listening to the speech of the Guru gives clarity. Telivu Guruvin Tiru Namam Sheppal, that is what we are talking about now. Chanting the word, names of the Guru gives clarity. Telivu Guru Uru Shindikal Dhane. There are two different meanings for this fourth part. Thinking of the form of Guru gives clarity. And another big interpretation is that repeating the mantra which the Guru has given us, Uru Podar. Repeating the mantra which the Guru has given us gives clarity. Both meanings are there in the fourth verse. But the clarity, That clarity you can see in Shankara Bhagavatpāda's version. So that Sankhya Yoga Vichakshana, Taporashi Mahatejaha Gunatraya Vibhagavitu, Kalighnaha Kaladharmadhyaha Tamo Guna Nivarakaha. With these names I will complete now. The next part, it goes up to 53, and after that the remaining half, the shloka ends there. So starting from the next shloka, tomorrow evening we will say. Now, Taporashi. What is tapas? The Veda gives me thing that holding one's nose and sitting and foregoing eating. Yes, Anashanam is one tapas. Not eating, it's also given as a upavasa, it's also taken as a tapas. There are so many kinds of doing tapas. Ratan tapaha, Satyam tapaha. Following Satya without deviating from Satya, what Harishchandra was known for, that is a tapas. Dhanam tapaha, what Karna was well known for, that is a tapas. Whoever may come, even if he asks this Kavacha Kundala, which I was born with, I will give that. He was firm in the dharma, being firm in the dharma, following dharma without deviating. That is tapas. Dharma is of many forms, but the dedication to the dharma, that is tapas. Taporashi, and the dedication to the tapas is what gives Mahateja. Why? By seeing a person, we feel that it is a Tejasvi. What is that? Any bulb will be glowing. What is Tejas? Laukika Tejas, this is Laukika Tejas, all these bulbs. In Tarka Shastra, you can read that Tejas, Uttas Parshavat Tejaha. But when you see a person, we say that he is a Tejasvi. She is Tejas is there. What is the meaning of Tejas? It is not something that you can measure in with probably any physical instrument. It is something that is perceived by seeing that person. Whatever the light which shines in the mind of the person who is seeing, may not be perceived by the eyes of the person who is seeing. It will be perceived by the mind of the person who is seeing. He is Tejas. That Tejas is perceived in the person who is a Taporashi. And apart from that, Gunatraya Vibhagavitu. Upadesha which Shankara Bhagavatpāda gives us, and the Paramparagata Acharya which he gives us, is based on that Gunatraya Vibhaga. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. You have to identify. The Manusmriti says that every day, Pratyaham Pratyaveksheda Narascharitam Atmanaha Innume Pashubistulyam Kinnu Satpurushairihi. We should examine ourselves every day. Whether our activity is what we have done today, is it equivalent to Satpurusha's activities, the activities of great people, or is it equivalent to the activities of Pashupraya people who are only caring about their Indriya Sukhas, the worldly pleasures, and they are caring about accumulating money for those purposes? Such people are Pashupraya people. Even animals, four-legged animals, or even birds, they accumulate wealth, they experience pleasures. What is there? Human beings, that is also a part of life, but only thinking of that without thinking of being humanitarian towards others, without thinking of dharma, without having any viveka, that is not fit for a human birth. So, that anusandhana, we have to examine ourselves, is what Manusmriti says. Bhagavan gives that all the qualities in the Gita. And the Guru, when guiding us, he knows what kind of, why a person is acting in a particular way. Where he is acting because of some tamo guna is there. So that, according to that, the medicine has to be given, whether it's vata, pitta, kapha, based on that the medicine has to be given. For the guidance in the Bhagavad Mahabharata, three kinds of upadeshas are there for three kinds of people it is said. Tamo guna pradhana Dhritarashtra. He was not even able to show the dharmic path to his even own son. For him, there is an upadesha called Sanat Sujati. Rajoguna Pradhana Arjuna, he was a very active person. For him, the Upadesha of Bhagavad Gita. Sattoguna Pradhana Yudhishthira. For him, the Vishnu Sahasranama was given three kinds of Upadeshas for three kinds of people in the Mahabharata itself. The Gunatraya Vibhaga, the Guru, he knows the Guna of the Shishya and accordingly he gives the Upadesha. And that is why he achieves the goal, original goal for which he took Avatara, Kalighnaha, to remove the Prabhava of Kali, which takes us in the path of the wrongdoing, in the path of adharma, because he is also Kala Dharmatya. He knows how the times change, and based on that, he gives advice to his Shishya, and through that he is Tamo Guna Nivarakaha. He removes the ignorance, he removes the Tamo Guna in his Shishya, and slowly brings them up to spiritual upliftment, and through that he gives them the Parama Purusha. So with this, we complete the first half of this Upanyasa. earlier for the தமிழ்ல ஏற்கனவே இன்னைக்கு மத்தியானம் உபன்யாசம் ஆயிருக்கு. இதே நாமாக்கள் உங்களுடைய ஸ்ரீமடத்தினுடைய யூடியூப் சேனல்ல இருக்கு. நாளைக்கு மத்தியானம் 2:30 மணிக்கு பெரியவா உத்தரவாயி அது பக்கத்துல ஒரு பாடசாலையில தமிழ்ல உபன்யாசம் பண்ண சொல்லியிருக்கா. அதனால அந்த உபன்யாசம் 2வது பாதி தமிழையும் நாளைக்கு மத்தியானம் ஆகும். அதனால அதையும் யூடியூப்ல பார்க்கலாம். இது நாளைக்கு சாயந்தரம் இங்கிலீஷ்லையும் ஆகும். ஹர நம பார்வதி பதயே ஹர ஹர மகாதேவ.